the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Turn 3 Racing Network. As tonight, we are here at Kentucky as Racing for a Cause presents the Wrestle Like a Girl 100, and I am all for getting ready to fire this thing off. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight. My name is KR Stolfus, and I'm looking forward to this race. This is race number 8 of the season. 7 races in the books. 12 races in total for this season here in the spring 2020 RFC Truck Series. It was supposed to be the Truck Series, but they have an issue on iRacing, and until that, we're in the Cup car for the last time. Next week we will be in the Xfinity Series car. As we look at our point standings coming into tonight, Dustin German, your points leader, he's got 2 wins on the season so far, and he has had a stellar 4 more races to go. John T. Wimbish not too far behind him. Dale Osmond sitting in 3rd. He is climbing through the ranks as well. Chris Mefford in 4th, with Steve Baker rounding out your top 5 in this points battle. As I think about what I'm going to say next, because we are at Kentucky. This is a beautiful day. We look at our track stats. It's just a mile and a half, 4 turns. Track temp 98 degrees. A little bit warm, but a whole lot of grip here at Kentucky. These drivers are going to be mixing it up through these corners. We will see them high, low, and in the middle. It will be an outstanding race to watch for sure. So sit on down, strap in, grab a beverage of choice as we get ready to fire this off. Qualifying coming up here in just a moment. There it is. It has been switched over, and we will head to qualifying, where not too many repeat pole winners. As I look at my notes for drivers who have sat on the pole, only have had Dale Osmond be one of the only repeat top awards for qualifying. Green flag comes out. One of the cars first out on the track, that is your points leader, the 28 machine, Dustin German. He makes his way on to the racing line. Kentucky here, very difficult to maneuver down on the apron. You've got to stay on the apron until you hit the blue cone. So Dustin German getting ready to take the green flag for his first time lap. We'll see where this 28 ends up. He is a driver that does not like to qualify up front. He tends to qualify towards the back. But with a championship on the line, he might start to try and put some effort into his qualifying here. We'll find out as more and more drivers start to migrate out onto the racing surface. Matthew Spinks in the 35 machine out on track as well. Miss Linda, as always, checking in. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight, Miss Linda. And it sounds like we have a new person, M&M's Racing Late Night. Thanks so much for stopping on by, saying hello. Appreciate that. Hope you are ready for some outstanding action here at Kentucky. Dale Osmond right now sitting in 2nd place on the qualifying speed charts. Dustin German has set quick time for the moment, and Dale Osmond down across the stripe. We'll see where that puts the 88 machine, and Osmond going to jump up into first place. Going to be a good start for that 88 machine. The 94 of T. Roy McLugnut. Right now he is on top of the speed chart, and as I say that, of Chris Mefford, gonna top him with a 30.595. That 46 machine looking very fast here tonight. The 85 of Jeff Stiles, he's shutting it down from his qualifying lap time. Right now Stiles into 6th place. See Tom out on track in the 32. Several other drivers now starting to log at their times. You can see the top 20 posted. 5-minute qualifying session to turn 2 laps as Stephen Page gonna cross the line. He's gonna move up into 10th place. So Chris Mefford for the moment holding on to that top spot, but the 54 Derek Myers was a driver to keep an eye on. He was one of the fastest ones in practice here before qualifying let loose. So with Myers out on the track, we'll see where he ends up in that 54 machine. Quite the full field we got here tonight. But as we like to do here at Turn 3 Racing Network, quick time on his first lap, but no one go anywhere. We'll be back with tonight's starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and the drivers are starting to take to the grid for tonight's Wrestle Like a Girl 100 here at Kentucky, and we're going to bring you our starting lineup. Row number 1 for a Wrestle Like a Girl grid. That is the 99 of Justin Rigsby on pole with a 30.591. Chris Mefford on his outside with a 30.595. Very close battle for that coveted pole position. Row number 2 going to be the 54 of Derek Myers and the 94 of T. Roy McLugnut. Row 3 will be the 34 of Doug Wysocki and the 88 of Dale Osmond. Row number 4 will be the 56 of John Wimmish. That is M&M's Racing Late Night's pick to win this race. Dustin German in the 28 on his outside. These two have had a titanic points battle all season long. Now they are starting side by side for the race here at Kentucky. Row number 5, the 17 of Tommy Haynes and the 55 of Steve Baker. Row 6 will be the 7 of Jason Keklak and the 85 of Jeff Stiles. Row 7 will be the 9 of Dustin Ping and the 1 of Stephen Page. Row number 8 will be the 6 of Eric Blount and the 36 of Michael Fravert. Row 9, the 35 of Matt Spinks and the 23 of Bobby Summers. Row 10 will be the 57 of Damon Cox and the 83 of Brandon Mefford. Row 11 will be the 11 of Christopher Spencer and the 32 of Tom Quattlebaum. Row 12, the 12 machine of Colin Allman and the 19 of Cade Green. Row 13 will be the 51 of Dylan Blankenship and the 08 of Dave Schmidt. Row 14, the 3 of Chad Meadows and the 22 of John Johnson. Row 15 will be the 15 machine of Rick Greenaway and the 16 of Mike Massengill. Row 16 will be the 47 of Ray Radford and the 4 machine of Joe Saunders. Pace car down and away. We got through that lineup just in time as the field gets ready for the green flag to drop. Justin Rigsby now on the throttle as we are underway for 100 laps here at Kentucky. Rigsby with a good start. He's got the 54 of Myers right behind him, but on the high side, you can see that they are already trying to wash up and use that momentum that high lane can create to track down this 99 machine. But Rigsby breaking away from the field here, heading off into turn number 3, and just like that, the caution flag coming out. The 3 machine of Chad Meadows finding trouble off of turn number 2. Go to our turn 3 instant replay. Figure out what happened to this 3 machine of Chad Meadows as he makes his way up off the corner. 4 machine of Mike Massengill gets by, and the 3 just getting loose all by himself. Gonna bring out our first caution of the night. So the field slowed before it really even gets a chance to get rolling. So now that we do have a little bit more time in this, we can check our point standings out a little bit further. Dale Osmond just 5 points behind John Wimbish. A good run here by Dale Osmond would move him up into second place. Chris Mefford, though, he's got a lot of work to do. He is 52 points out of the points lead. Steve Baker 53. He is tied with the 6th place position of Christopher Spencer. Justin Rigsby right now your race leader, sitting in 7th. T. Roy McLugnut right now in 8th. The 9 of Jason Keklak, 82 points out of the lead. And then Dustin Ping just 2 points behind Keklak. Though race number 8 really has a ton of points battles going on. Stories to be written all throughout this field. "32 cars taking the green flag here tonight. A very, very full field. Already we have quite a few drivers on pit road, and by quite a few, I mean 2. Christopher Spencer, Chad Meadows, both drivers on the pit road. Looks like they're hammering out some damage, some incidental contact. We did see the 3 of Meadows get into the wall, but Spencer in the 11 machine maybe bumped into another driver, just trying to get that nose of his machine ironed out. Everyone's still on the lead lap. No one lap down just yet, but with the lights on the pace car, the field being contained for the moment by that Ford Mustang. With the lights going out, they are starting to stack up, and we're going to try this once again. So Justin Rigsby in the 99, who has led the first 3 laps under caution here. Gonna have to do it once again. The 46 of Chris Mefford. Gonna restart on his outside. The 54 of Myers right there, and Derek Myers running SRTV network on his back bumper. He is going to be a driver to watch here tonight. Couple drivers to keep an eye on who are a little deeper in the field. The 9 machine, that is Dustin Ping right now. He is in 12th place. See if Ping can find a way forward. Do not count that 9 machine out of this one just yet. Here we go. Pace car down and away. Rigsby in full control of the field. Can go at any time, and he is holding them up. And now it is time to go as the green flag flies once again. And the drivers head for turn number 1. First caution already done and over with. We are back underway. This time we're going to see if we can get through turn 1 all the way. Rigsby did not get the launch he did on the first one. And we got 2 more cars smacking the inside wall, but the green flag stays out. And that is the 47 of Ray Radford and the 22 of John Johnson. And now the 46 of Chris Metford. He has gone around. And we're going to go back under yellow here, but this time with a crash from a front runner. And man, oh man, that was a hard contact for the 46 of Chris Metford. As we go to our turn 3 instant replay once again. High atop our blimp coverage, the 88 of Dale Osmond just going to get into the 46. That is going to collect the 28 of Dustin German, the 17 of Tommy Haynes. The rest of the field kind of getting stacked up there as they were trying to get woed up. No one really had any room to go anywhere because we were still jammed in tight from that restart. A lot of torn up race cars on this one. However, I think everyone should be able to get rolling. The 36 of Michael Fravert has come down pit road and pulled it straight behind the wall. So too has the 47 of Ray Radford. We saw Ray Radford and John Johnson find trouble coming off at turn number 2 on that restart. And they have just not had a clean lap yet here at Kentucky. Justin Rigsby in the 99 though continues to be your race leader. And John Johnson in the 22 machine has gone behind the wall and has called it a night. You now have 3 cars out of the race just like that. Michael Fravert in 30th, John Johnson in 31st. 32nd going to go to Ray Radford. So working our second caution here already. 4 laps under caution. 7 laps about ready to be in the books. Not the best of starts for any league, but due to the difficulty of this car and Kentucky, it is to be expected. Everyone in practice was commenting how loose the car was. Already drivers having to fight for positions on the track. Here we go. Lights have gone out on the pace car. 99 of Rigsby and the 54 of Myers going to make up row number 1 for this restart. Row number 2 will be T. Roy McLugna and the 56 of Wimbish. Dale Osmond in the 88 taking the EOL for that one, claiming that caution as his fault. He is now all the way down in 28th spot, but let me tell you, he's got 92 laps to go to get back to the front. Do not count this 88 out just yet. And as we get ready to go, want to welcome into the booth good buddy of mine, none other than Al Smith. Al, we're getting ready to go green flag racing. Thanks for stopping by.
Well, thanks for the wrong directions. That's why I'm running a little bit late here as the green flag getting ready to come back out. Sounds like a wild one already underway as the green flag is dropped, KR.
Rigsby in the 99 gets a solid
Oh,
launch.
I'm wrecking. The one car of Stephen Page involved.
That is the 83 of Brandon Mefford also finding trouble here. The 28, Dustin German, has just shut it down on the track. He doesn't want to get involved into another one. Let's back this up a little bit more and see what went wrong. The one of Stephen Page starts to roll the 35 of Spinks on his outside, and Spinks looks like something happened to that 35 machine as it just turned dead left. Bobby Summers in the 23 getting involved. The 57 getting a piece of that. That is Damon Cox. And so Matt Spinks having an issue. Not sure what happened to the 35, but a bit unusual to see a car just hook dead left like that. So Matt Spinks going to pit road to work on that machine.
Very, very odd looking on that restart. I haven't seen a restart look like that in a long time, KR. It looks like, you know, maybe a possible malfunction in the transmission for the 35 of Spinks. He's one heck of a driver, so definitely something going awry on that Chevy.
I misspoke. I said the 28 of Dale Osmond had taken an EOL. He is actually still sitting on pit road. He is not out on track. He is 4 laps down. The Dale Osmond not having a good start to this race. He may not be able to get back out there, but his hopes of taking over second place here tonight with a good run up in smoke. He is not the only one fighting issues here. Chris Mefford sitting on pit road. Spinks on pit road. Stephen Page also sitting on pit road. So a lot of drivers already taking damage here very early on. All right, Al. Well, welcome. Come on in. Sorry I gave you the wrong directions, but just to give you a quick little recap, we have had 3 restarts and have yet to be able to make it back to the start-finish line without the caution flag coming out. So you have not missed a whole lot just yet.
Well, I'm glad that I haven't missed too much, but at the same time, sounds like we're tearing up some race cars, and that's always an expensive proposition for the race teams, so don't like to see that so early on in the race either.
Now, we started 32 cars here tonight, and right now it looks like we have 23 out on a track. Rick Greenaway, Stephen Page, Matthew Spinks, Chris Mefford, Dale Osmond, they are all sitting on pit road and have been there for some extended repairs. We'll see if they can get back out there, but the field being whittled down very quickly here tonight. We are working lap number 12 of 100, and it does look like the 15 of Rick Greenaway has gone behind the wall, so he appears to be done for the night.
You know, and Kentucky is one of those tracks in any circumstances, and these cup cars with their horsepower and the rules package that they have with the downforces and the horsepower, it makes it a little bit even more tricky. So these drivers definitely going to have their hands full for tonight.
It is going to be a, well, I wouldn't say a rough night because that track looks pretty smooth, but they are going to up on the wheel all night long. And Justin Rigsby in the 99 machine, he's got to find a way to get another stellar restart. The 54 of Myers right on his outside door, gonna try and get an even better restart. This 99 machine has snookered him 2 out of 3 times now. Can he make it 4 or 3 out of 4? We'll find out. Making their way down the back stretch. A few cars starting to catch up to the pack. Dustin German, our points leader. After all this is said and done, he is currently 1 lap down. And we'll see if he can get back out on the lead lap. But here we go. We get ready for the green running. The 99 up on the wheel as we go back to green flag racing.
Rigsby taking the lead with the 94 of Radford, taking a look underneath the 54 of Myers, this time off turn number 2, but Myers with the momentum on the outside. He'll clear the 94 and now challenge the race leader of Rigsby in the 99 car. 54 of Myers backing it off, letting off early. Look at how he gets back in the gas a little bit quicker than the race leader, swings it out wide. We'll put a lap on the books under green for Dustin Rigsby.
Down to the inside, the 54 goes, trying to make something happen, but nothing that time as Rigsby's going to hold him off as they work their way down the back stretch and into turns 3 and 4. That 54 machine not giving up the battle. He stays tucked to that back bumper, and he's going to try and take a peek to the inside on the front stretch here. Meanwhile, the 94 of T. Roy McLugnut, he is sitting right there watching this battle go down. The 55 of Steve Baker, he's making a move for 4th place. So these cars on these fresher tires right now, everyone trying to get everything they can before the good wears off.
Yeah, the 54 of Myers once again right down on the yellow line off of turn number 4. Rigsby swinging it out wide. He's going to have the car length, about 2 car length lead over Myers. Radford in second. The battle for 4th rages on with the 55 of Baker and the 56 of Wimbush. They're side by side through turns 1 and 2.
Wimbush in the 56 on the inside of Steve Baker in the 55. They have swapped lanes as they work their way through 3 and 4. Wimbush going to have the advantage this time. And the 9 machine of Dustin Ping already up into 6th place. I said he was going to make a move to the front of the field, and here he is. Dustin Ping, after starting in 13th place, now finds himself in 6th.
He's drawing the back speed back on the back bumper. The 55 of Steve Baker as Wimbush now takes over 4th, as Dustin Ping is 6th as they work through turns 3 and 4 here. The battle rages on behind them for the 7th spot as it looks like the number 12 of Colin Allman, last week's winner, is already taking a look on the inside of the 08 of Schmidt down the front stretch.
Down to the inside, the 12 machine. He's going to try and bring the 19 of Cade Green with him, but Schmidt in that 08 needs to find a way to stem the tide because the 51 of Dylan Blankenship right there as well. 3 cars in a line down to that middle lane through 3 and 4. Cade Green all the way up on top. The 11 machine of Christopher Spencer looking to his inside. So Cade Green has his momentum broken up for the moment, and now trying to settle back in the line, but not before the 34 of Doug Wysocki going to try and attack him as well. Back up to the front, the 99 machine, still your race leader, but now he's got a new contender in 2nd place. That is the 94 machine of T. Roy McLugnut, and he is all over that back bumper, but so too is the 54, the 56, and the 55, and Wimbish in that 56 going for 3rd place. He's moved down to the inside of Myers in the 54. And it looks like that inside lane just not where you want to be just yet. Everyone about a lane and a half up. And Wimbish going to lose a spot to the 55 of Steve Baker.
Yeah, I think if the 56 of Wimbush had a little bit of help down on the inside, it is a 1.5 mile speedway here tonight at the Kentucky Raceway. But you know, the draft with this draft with the rule package and the aero package that these guys are racing with tonight, the draft does come into effect here. So I think though having the cars all lined up on the outside of Wimbosh, that really showed how important it is to have help if you want to try to make a move like that.
Yeah, these drivers are going to be reliant on drafting throughout the corner and the straightaway. And right now, Troy just content to let the 99 pull him down these straights and keeping him in check. But Justin Rigsby has led for all 22 completed laps as we're working lap 23. And that 9 machine of Dustin Ping sitting in 6th place. He is just 1.1 seconds off the race lead. So quite a few cars all right there eyeballing the race lead. The 46 of Chris Mefford making his way back out on track. Chris Mefford is 14 laps down in 25th place. So a rough start for the 46. Started this race front row outside and already has a tremendous hole to dig out of. Matthew Spinks in the 35 machine. Whatever happened to that race car, seems like they maybe have got it fixed. He is back out on track. He is 9 laps down. But the 6 machine of Eric Blount has gone behind the wall. Looks like he is done racing here tonight. So several cars out of this race very early. As I mentioned, we started 32. We're down now to 24 out on the racetrack.
In the 94 of Troy Radford, he is starting to close back in on your race leaders. They work into turn number 1 here. One car that's sliding backwards, might have used the goods on his tires early, is that 54 of Myers. Myers starting to lose touch with your lead pack. Baker up to 3rd, Wimbosh 4th, and Myers rounding out your top 5 with Dustin Ping just about 0.8 of a second off the back bumper of Myers. And that number 12, Colin Allman, he's under heavy fire from the 51 of Blankenship.
Colin Allman, one of those drivers on a steady march forward. We check in on the 12 machine. He does have a mirror full of Dylan Blankenship, but Allman started 23rd, already up into 7th place. An outstanding charge to the front of this field. And, you know, Dylan, no slouch himself. He's hooked up with this 12 machine and has started to follow him through all this traffic.
Just wondering how much of the car are they using up trying to get there, as we are 27 laps in, 73 laps remaining. Tonight's a 100-lap affair as they work through turns 1 and 2. Blankenship right to the back bumper now of Allman. So those two guys are either working together, trying to catch them as they have the next car in sight, the number 9 of Dustin Ping, and they are closing in on him in a hurry.
Still have 5 cars in this battle for the race lead. McLugnut into 2nd place, has not gotten off that back bumper of the 99 of Rigsby. Meanwhile, Wimbish has made it back up into 3rd. He slides up in front of the 55 of Steve Baker, and then the 54 of Myers right there as well. Myers maybe taking a moment to let his tires cool off before he charges back up to the race lead, but he had lost some ground and has quickly closed back in. But now at 56, he disappeared for a while. Glad to see that his internet connection stabilized and allowed him to get back out on the track. These drivers starting to log some laps now and really starting to spread out on this field, except for these guys up at the front.
Great racing all the way around the Kentucky Speedway as number 12 of Colin Allman will work around the outside of the 9 of Dustin Ping. All eyes are on the front of this one as now Wimbosh right to the back bumper of Radford in the turn number 1. There, nose to tail, 3 deep as they work off turn number 2. It is the 99 of Justin Rigsby, still showing your race leader, but he is under heavy fire right now from the 94 of Radford and the 56 of Wimbosh.
Meyer able to get around Baker, so move him up into fourth. Baker, our top 5 have been running like this since the drop of the green flag. Roy Radford in that 94, supposed to be called T. Roy McLugnut tonight, and I missed that one up, but that's all right.
All right, there'll be a quarter in the jug.
Yep. Want to check in on a few other drivers out here tonight. Right now, the 34 machine of Doug Wysocki, he is in 10th place. Started 5th, he has fallen backwards, but watching all the chaos and the mayhem going on, that's probably not a bad idea to let the drivers shake themselves out. But that 34 machine right now holding on to 10th place. Just in front of him is a 51 of Dylan Blankenship. Blankenship was all over the back bumper of Colin Allman, but now that 51 machine dropping down to the inside. Something going on with Blankenship as he is looking like he's going to head for pit road.
He had trouble on the 51 Ford Mustang as he comes down on the pit road, KR. Slowing down and hitting his mark, so something definitely a miss on the 51 as he comes down pit road at the slow 48 miles an hour. He makes a hard left-hand turn into his pit box. We'll see what they do to that 51. Right sides are up, changing right side tires, so maybe he had a tire going down on the 51 as he was sitting inside the top 10, but now he's definitely going to lose a lap. But we got cars scattering through the grass.
Trouble on the front stretch. Not sure who went through the grass there, Al. Believe the 12 of Colin Allman, one of those drivers. Let's back this up a little bit. See what happened to the 11 machines going for a ride as well. Take another look at this from high atop the blimp. The 12 of Colin Allman and the 11 of Christopher Spencer going to work their way off of 3 and 4. Spencer and Allman just get together. Looks like the 12 machine of Colin trying to get the power down. Just let it drift up way too close to that outside wall.
And the number 12 of Colin Allman has taken the 12 behind the pit wall. So terminal damage on the 12 after going through the grass with the 11 of Chris Spencer. Spencer has regained on track in the 7th position. So lost some time to the leader, but was able to keep the car going in the right direction.
The battle at the front has slowed as far as the car count. 3 drivers now starting to pull away from everyone else. Justin Rigsby in the 99 continuing to lead this race. The 56 of John Wimby sitting in second. T. Roy McLugnut right now he sits in third, but Steve Baker and Derek Myers, as they have been going at it for a few laps here, they are starting to fall back and lose some ground to the top 3. But man, they are putting on a heck of a battle for 4th place. Sixth place still being the 9 of Dustin Ping, but Spencer in the 11 machine after going for a ride through the grass right there getting up to his back bumper. So Spencer, after turning into a lawnmower, trying to regain some lost ground, making that up quickly.
Battle for your 9th position starting to shape up between the 19 of Cade Green and the 08 of David Schmidt. As they're side by side, this time off turn number 2. Green would have run to the inside. The 08 had to lift a little bit. They'll remain side by side down the back straightaway here at the Kentucky Speedway. Cade Green with about a car length advantage now over the 08 of Schmidt. Then allows the cars behind them of Brandon Medford and Tommy Haynes to close in on that battle.
Medford in the 83 machine, one of our drivers involved in an earlier incident, has regrouped, gotten back rolling, and has made it up to 11th place. The 17 of Tommy Haynes right in 12th. Tucked in behind him, Cade Green in the 19, slow down the backstretch as he gets into the wall a little bit. Broke all his momentum, and now the 83 of Medford gonna try and attack the 08 of Schmidt and make the move for 9th place.
Up front, the 3-car battle has turned into a 5-car battle as the 99 of Rigsby still pulls the train around. But now he's got the Cherries number 56 of Wimbish all over the back bumper. Lugnut is back into your number 3 spot in the 55 of.
The battle at the front of the field starting to once again shape up to be a 5-car shakedown. The 56 machine holding on to second place, but so far every lap led has been the 99 of Justin Rigsby, and he is going to lead his 42nd lap of the race. We're nearing the halfway mark. 50 laps to go here tonight. 100 laps our scheduled distance, and Rigsby looking like he's wanting to lead them all. And man, what a feat that would be if he could pull it off.
Definitely would be, as we're closing in on the halfway mark, like you just said. Back here, I'm watching the battle for your 12th spot. The 19 of Cade Green has it, as he's got a front row seat, as the 08 of Schmidt and Brandon Medford go side by side in turn 3. And here comes Tommy Haynes in the 17. They're side by side off turn number 2. It'll be Schmidt with the momentum, keeping that position. Here comes Haynes on the outside of Medford.
Medford in the 83 down onto the apron through the front stretch, holding on to that bottom lane through 1 and 2. The 08 of Schmidt gonna have the high side and get that momentum and carry it down the back stretch. Here comes Tommy Haynes in the 17. He's gonna try and attack the 83 of Medford, but single file they go through 3 and 4.
Right now, crucial period is the 08 of Schmidt has to get out of the gas. That allows Medford to the inside off turn 4. Then for your 8th position, or for your 9th position, Medford up to 9th. Now Tommy Haynes following suit. So big issue for the 08 of Schmidt that time off 4, costing him 2 positions. Back to your 11th position is the 08 of David Schmidt Jr. It is Haynes up to your 10th spot. Medford is 9th as the battle for your race lead starts to heat up once again. Underneath the 10th of a second for Wimbosh as they come off of turn number 2.
The 56 taking a peek to the inside of Justin Rigsby in the 99, John Wimbish in the 56, and now he's got some momentum down the back stretch, almost door to door. He's going to try and send it in deep through 3 and 4, but Rigsby on the high side, he's going to let the momentum carry him on around, and for the moment, the 99 retains the race lead. But man, that 56 trying to wrestle it away from him.
He has a no look now. The 54 of Derek Myers is back to your number 3 spot after passing the 55 of Baker that time off turn number 4. Maybe we saw him lay back a little bit, KR. Wondering if that was a little bit of a tire save strategy move on his part, as he's really starting to show some muscle here late in this run as they're closing in on your race leaders.
Yeah, you know, it's nothing to the tires of these things. If you get them hot, they will lose grip, but they can cool back down. One of the iRacing physics that is lacking is a tire sealing over. So if you can chill out for a few laps, let that tire cool back down some, it will regain some grip, and that's what the 54 appears to have done. He has made his way back up into 3rd place, and now trying to close in on the 56 of Wimbish. And you can see that 56 having to run that inside lane, heated up his tires a little bit. He's no longer able to challenge the 99. I mean, he's still right there, but he's not on his back bumper like he was.
And once these tires get hot, it gets a little greasy, and these cars are already tough to handle around the Kentucky Speedway, so not really what you want to close back in. Maybe they get too hot, but that Myers is definitely coming with Baker and Lugnut. Maybe he's got one loose as he's starting to lose touch with this battle for the race lead.
Yeah, Leroy McLugnut has fallen to 5th place. He is now 1.7 seconds off the race leader after sitting in 2nd, challenging for the lead. You can see different tire cycles and drivers coming and going. But one driver who has been steadily at the front, and that is Rigsby, as he has led, well, half this race now as he crosses the start-finish line.
We would expect green flag pit stop soon, KR. The pre-race, I obviously would get in the wrong direction, so I wasn't able to get into the pre-race meeting. How long can they go on fuel load here with these race cars?
I honestly do not have a good information on that one, because we're going to have to see. I had quite the spread. Some of them were talking about pitting on lap 50 to break this race up. But with it being a green flag and starting to feel like a long green flag run, really don't know how deep into this we can go. I can tell you, tires are going to start to be a factor, but Troy Radford in the 94, he is onto pit road. He did pancake the wall a lap ago, but maybe the damage on that thing more than he would like to have out on the track. And he makes his way onto pit road, one of the first leaders to hit that pit stall.
And he missed his pit entrance into his pit stall, had to back up, so it'll be a little bit slower of a stop for the 94 of Troy Radford, or aka McLugnut, as he put 4 tires on, full tank of fuel, and he's underway. So we'll see how these tires and how it shakes out with pitting that early. As we have the number 55 of Steve Baker on pit road now, so your leader starting to come down pit road, Keon.
And Dave Schmidt also hitting pit road, so more and more cars starting to eyeball their pit entry. The 99 of Justin Rigsby, hard on the brakes. He's going to come down onto pit road, and that is going to give the lead for the first time here tonight to a new car. That is the 56 of John Wimbish, and Myers all over his back bumper trying to take the lead away from him.
Myers goes in high, comes off low, now swings it back to the outside, down the backstretch. They're side by side. Wimbish pulling down to the inside. I would have to believe that that car is going to be coming to pit road this time by as he slows in the middle of turns 3 and 4. It gets on the apron. So great job coming to pit road, as it is one of the tougher of pit roads to get onto. He has made it there safely and without penalty. So John Wimbish coming down pit road to make his pit stop, giving the race lead to Derek Myers.
Myers in the 54. Solo car for the race lead. He is enjoying a 6-second lead over Christopher Spencer, but he is going to have to hit pit road here to keep pace with everyone else. He stays out for another lap. That 54 machine going to lead his second lap of the race. Check in on the drivers who have made pit stops. Steve Baker in the 55 out in front of Troy Radford as he missed his pit stall. As you mentioned, that cost him a whole lot of time, and Baker gonna flash past the 56 of Wimbish.
The 54 of Myers working lap traffic, had to make a move on the number 3 automobile off of turn number 4 as they worked around the speedway. So the 54 of Myers still hasn't come down pit road, working lap 56.
Yeah, Myers really stretching this fuel tank, and right now he has got well, there's only 4 cars on the lead lap. If the caution comes out, Myers is going to look like an excellent strategist. He has given up a whole lot of time because the drivers on fresh tires. Steve Baker, his last time around, he turned a 30.996. Myers turning a 32.401. So just about 2 seconds difference there. And man, that is a lot of time on a racetrack per lap.
It is. I kind of feel like Myers' bet is made. He's got to go as long as he can, trying to catch that yellow to keep these guys a lap down. As if he comes down pit road now under green flag conditions, all the real estate that he has is going to be given up. He's got a 10-second lead over second place Dustin Ping, but those guys the 1 lap down are definitely faster. So right now he's got to make where he comes down pit road where his tires will be better than the guys that are on track right now, and hopefully hit all of his marks perfectly and not make a mistake coming to pit road.
As Myers again into turns 3 and 4, we're keeping an eye for when he is going to make his way onto pit lane. Another lap staying out this time. Well, man, that 55 is Steve Baker closing in on him quickly. Baker is 1 lap down. That would put him back on the lead lap, but Myers is going to end up losing a lap, quite possibly, to this 55 if he does not time this pit entry just right.
Yeah, and the battle for your will be over your overall second place between Bradford and the 99 of Rigsby. That rages on as they work off turn number 4. So really, I would say the 55 of Baker made up the most ground during that round of pit stop. The biggest loser, I think, is going to be the 99 of Rigsby. Gave up the race lead, and he's going to be scored third right now. Once they get passed by the 54 of Myers, as the Baker will work underneath him to put himself back on the lead lap, putting 5 cars on the lead lap.
Steve Baker makes his way around as the 99 of Justin Rigsby gonna squeeze on past the 94 of T. Roy McLugnut, and now the 99 gonna try and unlap himself and bring T. Roy with him. That 94 machine all over the back bumper, staying in the draft, and here they go to the outside of Myers. That 54 machine now has to deal with 6 cars in total on the lead lap. John Wimbish in the 56 going to be the next one to try and work his way around the race leader.
Daddy will, as they work off turn number 4. Rigsby and Radford still battling pretty hard as Rigsby's trying to catch the 55 of Baker. Here comes the question that they are: could Myers have saved enough fuel during those first the first 2 cautions early in this race where he won't have to come down pit road?
And that's going to be a stretch for that 54 machine at the pace that everyone is running around him to try and stay out in front, as we have 38 laps to go.
Here he comes down pit road now, KR. 54 of Myers, your race leader, coming down the pit road, slides him, locks him up coming on the pit road. We're going to have to see if he doesn't get a speeding penalty on entry.
Your race leader on the pit road, that is the 85 of Jeff Stiles. Right behind him, Stiles is 1 lap down in 8th place. But now the 9 machine of scored as the race leader. He has not hit pit road at all this race. We'll see if he is going to come down in the next lap or 2 as well. So Dustin Ping, your new race leader, that moves to 55 of Steve Baker solidly into 2nd place. He is trying to reel in this 9 of Dustin Ping and maybe force that 9 on the pit road. Justin Rigsby in the 99 machine, sitting in 3rd. He is starting to reel in the 55 of Baker. But man, you can see what a difference 1 lap makes on fresher tires, as Steve Baker out in front of Rigsby. But Rigsby really driving like a man on a mission here tonight. He is trying to hunt the front of the field once again.
They're working through turns 3 and is a 10th quicker every lap right now. So he is closing in on the back bumper of that 55 of Baker. Your race leader of Myers, he has come back out, cycled through. He is 6th right now. His back bumper of 5th place Troy Radford. So waiting that long has really set that 54 team back a little bit as far as track position goes, as we have 33 laps remaining, or 34, excuse me, laps remaining in this 100-lap race.
Dustin Ping continuing to cycle around. He has been out there so far for 67 laps, not yet showing his hand for a pit stop. He does have an 8.2 second lead over Steve Baker. This 9 machine really hoping for a caution, and that will force everyone down onto pit road and give that 9 some excellent track position. But Dustin Ping really going to give up a lot of time if that caution does not come out and he has to hit pit road.
Definitely is. He works through turns 3 and 4, working the middle to low groove and then swings it up high. So he's definitely trying to make the track as short as possible around the speedway. The number 9 of Ping, as he lets the 08 of Schmidt by him as they work through the corner. That was not for position, but that will put Schmidt back on the lead lap. That puts 11 cars now, KR, on the lead lap. Next one to follow suit will be the 19 of Cade Green.
We're down to 20 cars out on the racetrack as our race leader, the 9 of Dustin Ping, finally going to pull it onto pit road. And that is going to give the race lead for the first time here tonight to the 55 of Steve Baker. He is going to cross the start-finish line and lead his first lap of the race. The 99 machine of Rigsby still trying to hunt him down, but I'll tell you what, you give some fresh air to that 55 machine, and you tell him he's got a chance at that trophy, and he will be a bear to remove from that top spot.
Rigsby closing in now underneath 2.5 tenths of a second, separating your top two. John Wimbush pedaling as fast as he can back there in your third spot. He's 1.4 seconds off your race leader. And it's the 94 of Troy Radford running fourth, and Derek Myers rounding out your top five. Christopher Spencer, who went through the grass earlier in this race, he's back up to your sixth spot. Doug Wasaki in car number 34 is seventh, KR, and running very, very competitive laps right now as he looks like he's trying to close in on the sixth place car of Christopher Spence.
Yeah, he's got just under a 4-second gap between him and the 11 machine of Spencer. And Doug Wysocki up into 7th place. He started up towards where he's at right now, fell back a little bit, and now with everything going on, Doug Wysocki, one of those kind of crafty drivers, you can't really ever count him out of any situation. Even when it looks like he is falling back, he finds a way to move forward as the race progresses. And we'll see where this 34 machine can end up.
He's racing with a happy heart tonight, welcoming his 7th grandchild. So congratulations to the Wasaki family. So I saw that today and was talking to Doug about that. A very, very proud moment for him as his 7th grandchild. And, Doug is one of the nicest guys out there. So that grandchild is very lucky to have Doug as a grandfather.
Using a little bit of extra motivation, that 34 machine having a good run here tonight. We do have 11 cars on the lead lap right now. Last car on the lead lap, that is the 19 machine of Cade Green. He finds himself 28 seconds behind the race leader. In fact, you can see the red car, Steve Baker, on the backstretch at the same time as the 19 is. Cade trying to outrun the leader and not to go a lap down here. But we're going to have 26 laps to go. And Baker in the 55 machine holding off the 99 of Rigsby for the moment. But one car that is really starting to creep back into this picture, that is the 56 of Wimbish. And he is not done yet. But here comes the 99 of Rigsby. He's taking a peek down to the inside.
Looked like he had a little bit loose off turn number 2 that time, but definitely testing the waters, trying to figure out a way around the 55 of Baker. But that right there, Wimbish on a mission, now only 9/10 of a second behind these guys. 2 laps ago, it was over 1.2 seconds back. So he's definitely catching your race leaders. Is that 56 of John Wimbish, Bradford running fourth, and Myers still in the top 5 as they work around the 51 of Dylan Blankenship. The Blankenship's night continuing to have some issues as that will put him 2 laps down back in the 18th position. So whatever ailed that car earlier has not seemed to be fixed on pit road yet, KR. So tough night for the 51 of Blankenship.
Baker, however, holding off the 99, and he is looking to have a great night. That 55 machine has been in the top 5 all night long. He has now led the last 8 laps and trying to hold off Justin Rigsby. Rigsby led the first 52 laps, gave up the race lead when he came on the pit road. Steve Baker, who had made a pit stop just 1 lap before the 99 of Rigsby did, was able to pull out in front of Rigsby. By the time Rigsby got back up to speed, he was 2 seconds behind the 55 machine, but now he is all over his back bumper trying to take that race lead away while they are battling that 56 of Wimbish, continuing to close in on them. That is going to soon be a 3-car battle for the race lead.
And don't look now, coming in a hurry up to your 4th spot, Myers on much fresher tires is now cut the race lead down to 4.2 seconds, and he has worked around the 94 Troy Radford. So these guys, they're definitely coming. Wimbish out of the top 3 has the freshest tires. He stopped 24 laps ago. Everybody in front of him have more laps on their tires right now. The Wimbish working maybe a little bit of pit strategy to his advantage at fresher tires. They work off turn number 4.
3 cars in line here for the race lead. The first one, that is the 55 of Steve Baker. The last one in this line, the 56 of John Wimbish. He is really starting to put his name in the hat for this race lead. And with 21 laps to go, we got more problems for our points leader. That is the 28 of Dustin German. His night continues to go south. And John Wimbish in the 56 looking to fully capitalize on others' bad luck. You know, Dale Osmond out of this race. He was out with an early incident. Wimbish trying to win this thing and get at maximum points here tonight and really put a gap on Dale Osmond, and then not only put a gap on Osmond in the points, but close in on the 28 of Dustin German. So this points battle really going to heat up here after this if the 56 can win the race.
Definitely, he has caught them. There's no more he is reeling in. He is there. He is pressuring the 99 of Rigsby. Rigsby still trying to figure out a way around the 55 of Baker as they work off of turn number 2. Dustin Ping and then number 9 with fresher tires. He is trying to race his way back by them, put himself on the lead lap as Tommy Haynes has a little bit of electrical issues. Now comes back, so Haynes are running in your 9th spot as he's got some electrical issues. Here comes Ping underneath the 56 of Wimbish. He's going to start to stir up this front pack. They were battling for your race lead. He's battling to get back on the lead lap.
Yeah, Dustin Ping right now in 12th place. He is 1 lap down. He has got to try and be careful about how he does this. He is on some of the freshest tires out on that track. And Wimbish in the 56, he's like, hey, if you're going to open a door for me, I'm going to follow you through it. He tucks in behind the 9 machine. Now Justin Rigsby in the 99 going to fall to 3rd as Wimbish in the 56 uses the pole from the 9 to make a move for 2nd place.
So Rigsby thought about doing the crossover move, but wasn't able to do so as they work through turns 1 and 2. Wimbish up to your number 2 spot. Now looking to chase down the 55 of Steve Baker, hoping that he can catch back up to the 9 of Ping before the Ping makes an opening for himself. Allow the 56 to get by like he just did around Rigsby. So that's your top 3 as they work, but off the back bumper of the 99 KR, look what is coming. That number 54 yellow car of Derek Myers is slowly creeping into the picture with 16 laps to go.
We go on board the 54 machine of Myers. He has 10 lap fresher tires as he stayed out to lead 10 laps in this event. He gave up a whole lot of time to do that, but now it is starting to come back his way as he is closing in on the race leaders. That time by down to a 2-second gap between him and Steve Baker.
And he has been 3 to 4 tenths faster than the cars in front of him every lap so far. The last 5-6 laps I've been watching him on the timing and scoring here up in the tower. And the 54 of Myers is coming. The only question I have is, does he have enough time?
The Baker in the 55 puts Cade Green 1 lap down. Dustin Ping getting by the 19 for position. Ping having those fresher tires, he's going to continue to pull away from our race leaders. But Steve Baker trying to win this thing as we're going to have 13 laps to go next time by. This race really starting to wind down.
really is it's really becoming a 4-car battle as they kind of stretched out a little bit now. Half a second gap between your top two, but then it's only 3/10 gap between the second place and the third place car, Wimbish and Rigsby. And now the 54 of Myers has really closed the gap down to 1.4 seconds, separating himself from your race leader. So, and he's closing in on the back bumper of Rigsby. So we got a battle shaping up for your third spot here to head into turn number 3.
Baker would love for these guys to do nothing but battle it amongst themselves. That would allow him a chance to pull away. And the 54 machine of Myers really used that front stretch to close in on the 99. He is there. He is looking to the inside. Will he be able to make a move coming up off the corner here? He's got the momentum, but he stays tucked in behind the 99.
Gives him a little love tap saying, hey, Justin, I am right behind you. Now I got fresher tires, 10 laps to be exact, as they work off turn number 4. You see he's able to cut that car a little bit better than the 99 of Rigsby, as he's right there up underneath them. Now we'll go to the inside underneath the yellow line as they work down into turn numbers 1 and 2. Myers going for your third spot underneath the 99 of Rigsby.
Myers able to get to the power faster than the 99. Clears him by the time they get to the backstretch. Now he sets his sights on the 56 of John Wimbish. And Wimbish going to be much kind of a sitting duck here, as this 54 really taking full advantage of these fresher tires and really trying to carve his way through our top running drivers.
Yeah, the 54 that time by was 2/10 quicker than your race leaders, as he makes a wide entry, but then you see that run, he gets through the center. He's really making up a lot of ground up off of the corners right now, KR, in that 54, as he pulls right to the back bumper of the 56 of Wimbish. Wimbish is going to protect the inside line as they work through turns 3 and 4.
Meyer went to the high side, really backed that corner up, but rolled to the throttle very early. He's got a full head of steam down the front stretch. The 51 of Blankenship going to stay to the high side. And now here comes Meyer down to the bottom of 1 and 2 and up off the corner. Not only has he got the 56 door to door, but he's already starting to think about a way around the 55 of Steve Baker.
Right now it's about an 11 lap difference on tires up on the front. Steve Baker came down pit road 40 laps ago. It was 29 laps ago when Derek Myers came down pit road. So here I was thinking Myers had the wrong strategies, trying to make me look like a fool, which isn't very hard, I know, KR.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, every time I think I got this racing thing figured out and know how they're going to play it and try and make a call, some driver does something completely backwards from what I said and makes it work. And right now that 54 machine, he is the man on the move, and he is closing in on our race leader. But with 7 laps to go, catching him's one thing, passing him's going to be another. Now he's got to deal with the 08 of Schmidt. Easily dispatches him, and now it is a 2-car battle for the race lead.
Yeah, the 56 of Wimbish trying to stay in touch with the 54 of Myers just in case something goes crazy up front. Is look at the 54 really draw a bead in on the back bumper of that 55 of Baker off of turn number 4. He is there, hauling the mail. The 54 of Myers is ready to take this race lead.
Baker gonna try and hold him off, but for 6 laps, that is gonna be tough to do. That 50 cuts to the inside whenever it wants to. Baker trying to hold him off. You see a bit of a block there. Nothing too extreme, but just enough to let that 54 know that Steve Baker not going to lose this lead without a fight.
Yeah, Baker last time by ran a 32.4. There's a 32.1 on Myers. This time by, they are about dead even on the clock as they run nose to tail in the turns 1 and 2. This time Myers takes a look down to the inside. He is at the left rear quarter panel. Can't do anything there as the 55 of Baker will slam the door off of turn number 2.
Baker used the momentum from the high side to carry him back to the lead, but Myers in that 54, as I said, can cut down to that bottom lane so much better than everyone else, and all it is going to take is one little slip up from the 55 and that 54 will be gone. And now he's going to take a peek to the inside as they head off into turns 1 and 2.
Door by door, wheel to wheel. That time the 54 slides up just a little bit, loses the momentum. Baker's going to come off the outside with the race lead down the backstretch. Steve Baker with that number 55 showing the way over the 54 of Myers, with Wimbish still right there ready to capitalize if something happens.
Oh, and the 54 almost got into the back bumper of Baker, and now at the line, door to door. Myers in the 54 is going to have to drive it in deep, but Baker not letting him have it. Door to door, almost making contact. They are in a dogfight for this race lead.
Side by side, door to door down the backstretch into turn number 3. The inside car of Myers has the fresher tires. Baker on the outside in the 55. He's holding them at bay. Off of turn number 4, this time by a popsicle stick truck. 2 laps to go.
With 2 laps to go, Myers in that 54 machine really getting his tires hot, trying to use that inside lane, but Baker in the 55 carrying the momentum on the high side. But now Myers in the 54, he is going to move to the high lane, and now he's got the momentum as he's going to use a draft off a lap car to pull him in front of Steve Baker. White flag in the hands of the flagman, and Myers going to try and pull away.
Derek Myers with the lead. White flag flies. Final trip around the 1.5-mile speedway of the Kentucky Speedway as the 55 of Baker now under heavy fire with the 56 of Wimbosh. They'll make contact. This allows the 54 of Myers to scoot away even further. That last lap down the backstretch for the final time in the turn number 3.
And the 54 free and clear, while the 56 and the 55 try and battle this one out for second place. But at the line, Derek Myers in the 54 is going to win his first race of the season here at the Wrestle Like a Girl 100.
Steve Baker will finish in second. KR with John Wimbish rounding out your top 3. Rigsby will have to settle for 4th tonight with Troy Radford rounding out your top 5.
Man, oh man, what a race it was once the drivers got the jitters out of them, and we had an outstanding battle for the race lead all night long. But Derek Myers in the 54 gonna come out on top victorious here at Kentucky. And guys, we're gonna step away. We're gonna set up our post-race show. No one go anywhere as we get ready to talk to our top 3 podium finishing drivers.
Welcome back to the virtual Kentucky Speedway. I'm down here in Gatorade Victory Lane with tonight's race winner, Derek Myers, as he crawls out of the car. Derek, what a great job that you guys did. Talk us through that race. The start of the race was a little bit rough, but once you guys got going, it was clean and green to the end.
Oh yeah, it was a great finish to that race. I'm so happy to get a win in this league. It's, I joined halfway through and, been trying to get some respect out there and race people the way I'd want to be raced. I know Martinsville wasn't the best showing for me, but I think tonight I showed I can race respectful and very clean out there. But yeah, the race was awesome. I liked it better as the tires got in. I was tend to save my tires a little bit more, and made some adjustments to the brake and the car. Man, it was really good. But the part where the part where just quit talking, man. And I don't know who that is, Discord. But no, but I knew I needed to get off strategy with the other people. I like doing stuff different, and I went 15 laps extra longer than the other leaders, and that paid off. And that's why we're here in victory lane. I got back to him. So.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Well, we were watching you stay out on track. I was telling KR, I said, I don't know if that's gonna work out for you, but you made a fool out of myself, and here we are in victory lane. So, great job, and that was a heck of a move. Talk about that pass I would 2 to go when you got to the outside of Baker down off of turn number 2.
Yeah, I mean, when I got to him, it's one thing to get around the guy, and this is for the lead and the win ultimately. And I knew it was going to be tough. I knew he was going to do everything he could to try to keep me behind him, with the dirty air and stuff. And I tried to do it on the bottom, and I tried 2 or 3 times, I think, and I couldn't get that done. And he kind of got a run back around me on the outside, and I got a big run through 1 and 2, and I knew once I got that big run, I could see it as I came out of the middle of the turn. I was aiming for that high side and got there before he could, attempt to block it. And, and then that's where we pulled away. But, it was a great battle with my teammate. Yeah, I would have done exactly what he was doing, tried everything he could to keep me behind him. But, the newer tires ultimately pulled off there. But, just in the nick of the time, I didn't have very many laps left. He nearly got the win.
Well, congratulations on picking up the win. Who makes it all possible for you? Who you got to thank?
My teams, or our team, Smoke Show Racing, and just everyone that's in this league. I like racing with everyone, and I don't know very many people yet, but it seems like everyone's clean out there. Everyone I was around raced me fine, so I like everyone out there. And thanks for people that put on the league, Troy, and the people that do the broadcast. It'll be fun to go back and watch this, I'm for sure.
All right, congratulations. That's your winner of Wrestle Like a Girl 100 here at the Kentucky Speedway for Racing for a Cause, Derek Myers, as he picks up the win. KR, I think you've caught up with second place.
I have caught up with second place, and that is the 55 of Steve Baker. And Steve, man, that was a battle for the ages all night long. Sitting inside the top 5, you led for 30 laps, coming up just 2 laps short, but with the strategy so different, how could you even know what was going on?
Yeah, halfway there through the race, before I say anything, hats off to Derek there, heck of a drive. But yeah, about halfway through the race, I was trying to catch up to John and Justin, but figured my only shot to either get a lead or close that gap was pit earlier than they did, and was able to get out and have the lead for a while. Justin and John kind of closed back up. I was trying to save my tires there as much as possible and manage the gap until the end. And then with, I don't know, it was like 15 or 10 to go, saw that Derek had closed in. Like you guys, I thought he stayed out a little too long, like 15 laps, he said, longer than most other people, but it ended up working out. I tried every move I could, tried holding him on the bottom. But once he got to the outside on 2, it was over. The tire difference was too much, but you hate to lose them like that. But man, it's fun to have a good, clean race like that. Pretty much that whole race, all those guys up front, very respectful, very good, clean battles. So it's a lot of fun.
Well, Steve, that 55 machine, always puts on a heck of a show, always finds a way to work its way to the front. And here tonight, you bring it home in second place after leading 30 laps. And man, I'll tell you, Kentucky, kind of one of my favorite tracks, and as far as a 1.5 mile format. What was it like in the Cup cars out here tonight?
Man, I felt like, apart from the very end of the run, the car felt great. It actually had a little bit of looseness to it. You still had to manage your tires, but I felt like it rolled through the corner pretty well. One of the better setups I feel like we've had throughout the season. And Kentucky's not usually one of my best tracks or 1.5 miles in general, but I thought we were going to have a win tonight. But man, still glad to come home with a second podium in a row, and can't hate on a second place. But yep.
All right, man. Well, any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give for your second place here tonight?
Yeah, like Derek says, Smoke Show Racing, SRTV Network. Of course, thanks to Turn 3 for the broadcast and everything Troy and everybody at RFC does to put this on. And man, shout out to everybody up there I was battling with. It was a lot of fun. Early on in the race, we were giving each other runs when we had them, and when it got down to the end, everybody battled hard. So it should be.
All right, man. Congratulations on second place here tonight. Nice job.
Thanks, Kara.
That was Steve Baker bringing that SSR machine home in a second place. And now, Al, I believe you got our third place finisher lined up.
I do. I've made my way down here onto pit road with John Wimbish. John, driving the Cheerwine number 56, had a heck of a hot rod out there tonight, just coming up 2 spots short of the win.
Yeah, it's about usually what I do, second or third here and there. Good strategy by Derek, and I figured it was going to pay off for him. I knew as soon as I got past him and he pitted, and I was like, man, he's going to have to drive like hell and get up here. But you know, he did it and was able to get around everybody, so it worked out. So congratulations to him on the win, and battling with Steve there was a lot of fun. A little bit of banging there at the end, but I'm always all right with that. So.
Yeah, you guys had a great race. You had a lot of battles up there. Talk about once we got green flag racing, you kind of fell back a little bit, and then you made a charge back to the front. Did you overheat the tires early, running side by side up there for inside the top 3 after you had worked your way up to at least the second spot? Did the tires just go away, and then you had to cool them off to make that run towards there before pit stops?
No, I'd kind of made the decision to just stop trying to battle for the lead. It's so hard because when Justin was up there, he's really hard to get around, and you know, every time we'd battle, let everybody catch up with us. So I kind of just made a decision to just hold second, and just stay in a draft and get that spacing back that we had before. Because the more you battle with somebody, it allows everybody to catch you, which is what I wanted at the end of this race. And you know, I was right there with them, but really, I just wanted to get a gap, and instead of letting everybody get right there.
Definitely a great job tonight. Who makes it all possible? Who you got to thank to make this all possible here tonight?
I just thank Troy, everybody at RFC. I know the beginning of this was a little rough, and restarts and everything in a cup races usually is because everybody's on top of each other. But thank them. Thank y'all for putting this on. I got Cheerwine, AutosByNelson.com, Esophageal Cancer Awareness Association, and yeah, just everybody that shows up to race, and anybody that watches pulling for their drivers. You know, we appreciate it. It's definitely a hard race that I'm actually sweating, so I gotta go take a shower now. It was a lot of fun, man. I needed to just to come out of here with a good points tonight. I know Dustin had some real bad luck tonight, but unfortunate for him, but that's what we need.
There you go. There's your third place finisher tonight in the Wrestle Like a Girl 100 here at the Kentucky Speedway of John Wimbish and KR. That will wrap up our post-race show here on Pit Road as we are looking forward to next week already.
Yeah, coming up March 31st, next Tuesday night, we will be at ISM Raceway, and we will not be in the A-class car. We will be in the B-class, or also known as the Xfinity car. So make sure you mark your calendar next Tuesday night for another outstanding race by these Racing for a Cause drivers. And Al, nothing left for us here but to go through our race results. Derek Myers, your race winner. Steve Baker bringing it home in a second place. Third going to John Wimbish. Fourth will be Justin Rigsby, and rounding out your top 5 will be the 94 of T. Roy McLugnut.
Finishing in your 6th spot after starting 21st on the grid tonight will be Christopher Spencer, followed by Doug Wasaki coming home 7th in car number 34. Finishing 8th was the number 83 of Brandon Mefford, and finishing 9th, Tommy Haynes in car number 17, and Dustin Ping rounding out your 10th place last car on the lead lap.
11th goes to the 08 of David Schmidt. Tom Quattlebaum, in his first start of the season, going to bring it home in 12th place. 13th, the 85 of Jeff Stiles. Mike Massengill finishing in 14th, and 15th will be Chad Meadows.
Finishing 16th will be Jason Keklak. Finishing in the 17th spot will be car number 51 of Dylan Blankenship. Matthew Spinks will finish in 18th. 19th will go to Cade Green, and Dustin Germain will round out your 20th position.
21st goes to the 46 of Chris Mefford. 22nd, Bobby Summers. 23rd, Colin Allman. 24th will be Damon Cox. 25th will be the 6 machine of Eric Blount.
Finishing 26th will be the number 1 of Steve Page. Rick Greenway in his car number 15 will finish 27th. Dale Osbin will finish 28th. Michael Fravert will finish 29th. John Sanders 30th. John Johnson will finish 31st, and Ray Radford rounds out your 32-car field here tonight at the Kentucky Speedway.
And so, Al, we got to see an outstanding race here at Kentucky. Next week, we head to ISM, but this points battle heating up so much more as the races start to dwindle down. And man, I, for one, look forward to next week, but here tonight, another outstanding show.
Yeah, it was a little rough at the beginning, for these guys to get going, but once they did not disappoint. So they don't any safe out there and quarantine themselves if they needed, or going to work if needed. So this gets a nice little break, lets everybody enjoy some racing that we all wish we could go see, at our local tracks.
Well, if you can't go to your local track, we'd love to have you join us here every night at Turn 3 Racing Network. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up while you're at it. Let the drivers know you appreciate the show that they put on for you here tonight. And so, with that, we are going to call it a night. Guys, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next time.